Hey there, everybody. Hope you're doing okay. I was not planning on this video being this late, even though I said in the last video that I would be changing how I do these and how I time these. I was thinking at most maybe like a quarterly thing, but truth is I just had a lot going on in my life. A lot of family emergency type stuff. So there's that half. The other part is that even though it's been so long, I don't have a lot of Knife Bunny news. Most of my energy has been in lunar punk stuff when it's not dealing with the madness of life. And a lot of that stuff kind of benefits from a little veil, a little artistic distance from like the audience, if you know what I mean. So the only things I have to report on, I'll give all my updates right now. Unraveled is looking pretty good. I've been experimenting with the pacing, and what I finally landed on is that the conspirator can sort the deck while they're waiting for sleuths to investigate, and also that the conspirator can put cards directly into players' hands. And all that really does is kind of limit the amount of information everybody else has and gives it gives the conspirator a means of trying to deduce information about sleuths because they have to share if it's tied to their role when they put it into play. That's actually just an additional complication, but it helps solve the issue of like there not being enough information to deduce a player's role. And the deck searching thing was something to help sort of fix the pacing issues, because in a game where sleuths are spending a lot of time analyzing the game state, they could at least spend a lot of time setting up an optimal deck arrangement. But yeah, I just need more data. I'm gonna need to write the rule book, maybe pitch it to a couple publishers since it's so off-brand for me. But yeah, that's all my updates. I don't got a lot. It's been several months, but I just haven't had time to work on my personal stuff. Oh yes, I did design a tiny zine, my first zine. Here we go. I think it's like here we go again. It was like a thing I designed in a couple hours. I think it was like 100. I think it was like 40 word game jam or something. But yeah, literally not too much personal design time. So, but having said that, I did get feedback on the last video that people just like hearing me talk about stuff. So what if I just made this more unscripted and yeah, and I would like this to be more conversational. How am I going to do that when it's just a video of me talking to you? Oh, well, I'm not going to make videos unless people give me topics to discuss. And maybe I'll propose a few topics that I've had on my mind. But if it's not conversational, this feels very, what's the word? I don't know, navel-gazy or something. Like, I don't know what, I don't know if you have any interest in, like the martyrdom of unranked games or the narrative, like, weight of the difficulty of your games. Like, maybe you people probably already know that stuff. Like, so I feel like, at least in Dialogues at Dusk, I'm having a conversation with somebody and we're bouncing ideas off of each other. me just putting stuff into the void. I don't know, like, if you just like hearing my voice, I could come on here and I could yap, I could read some poetry or something. But but yeah, it takes a little bit of time and energy to make these. I tried to think of other ways to record these where it is less effort. I tried like I tried recording it in my car while I'm like doing my drives and doing chores and stuff like that. But it's so disjointed and the quality suffers so much that it was, even though I was trying to figure out ways to make it like more easy for me to put it out there, like it was at such a low bar of quality that I decided not to put it out there. Um, yeah. So, um, just trying to think of ways to make this work. Open to suggestions, but for now, this is what I'm thinking. I guess I just teased a little bit of something that I'd like to talk about, and that is, like, if multi-victor games encourage martyrdom type behavior. And I did have a script for this, but that was also like 3 months ago. Let's see how much of it's still rattling around up there. This is a thing that I've heard some people say about multi-victor games sometimes, that it kind of, sometimes you're in a position where you can make a decision to, like, you can make a decision to sabotage people, but you could also make a decision to still try to go for your goal, even though you know you're not gonna, like, win. But you could also do something which is self-sacrificing to make sure at least one person wins. And this kind of brings up an interesting question, is that like healthy behavior to be like sacrificing your own needs to make sure somebody else gets theirs? I think this is not a simple black and white kind of question. I think that there are situations where you do your best to meet your needs, right? Like, you make a good faith effort to make sure that your bases are covered, that you get what you need. You ask for help and you take actions to make sure that you're not just giving and giving and giving and hoping somebody throws you a bone, but you're taking actions to sort of be like, I need to get mine. I'm going to do what I can to get mine, but still be in a position to be like, I have to be realistic and my stuff isn't going to happen. And that it is a greater good for me to ensure somebody else succeeds. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you could just say that self-sacrifice is always bad, but you can't say it's always good either. I think this is what I really like about unranked games, is that they could explore these kind of messy, like, ideas and concepts. It's not so simple as it's always good to get the top of the ladder, or it's always good to not be the last one out or something. There are a variety of outcomes here with no judgment on which one is better and which one do you think is valuable or right, and why, and in what situations, and with what play groups. Because, like, I think in some situations, oh my god, I forgot to mute. Ugh. I'm sorry, I'm not editing that. In some situations, in some play groups, I think I am okay with burning it all down. In some cases, I'm an accelerationist, and you just gotta start from scratch. Everybody's gotta start from scratch. But I think there are a lot of times when I think it's a good thing to try to help people succeed. They tried to help you, it just didn't work out. Let's do our best to help them. I think that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So to answer my previous question, I don't think unranked games encourage martyrdom, but I think they encourage us to have this introspection and this they have this conversation at all, and to kind of challenge you to think about it. And I think that's good. I'll try my best to think of other subjects like this to talk about, but I also don't know if I could think of that many. I'm inviting you to throw some of these questions at me, like I tried to make an unranked game and people kept like being jerks or something. How do you fix that? Or I don't know. Like if you have something that you'd like to bring to me, or if I notice this conversation coming up, maybe I'll write down and then I'll have something to talk about. But I want this to be a conversation. I don't want this to just be me yapping. Even if that's what people like. I need someone to yap to. Now, before I go, I do have an unranked spotlight. I like to keep doing these for as long as I keep seeing cool unranked games, and I am seeing them. This one was way back in Protospiel of January. It was also at Unpub, and it is Small Steps to Fight Fascism. I think it used to be called Small Steps of Stop Fascism. And this is a game by Kyle Cushman and Joe Kell, and is a cool Multivictor game where you are members of communities, different communities, and you're different people who have different things that invigorate them and motivate them and empower them and bring them joy. And also communities that have different like efficiencies and abilities. And everybody's essentially managing these resources, right? You've got your energy, you've got your money, and you've got your joy, and you're kind of spending and balancing these resources so that you can keep going. Because if you lose all your joy, you lose. But you want to maintain these things to pay for to address your pressures, but you also need to spend them to take these different actions. And each community will have these like so-called quests or things that they need, like help at the library or seeking donations or things like that. And you spend some of your energy to address these things, and then you could claim some of those things that will help relieve some of your pressures. At least that's the way it worked when I tried it back in January. I'm sure it's changed a lot. I'm really sorry it's so late. And so there's this cool kind of dynamic where two people could help take care of a thing, but whoever took care of it last could kind of be selfish and claim it for their own personal stuff. So there are some aspects where you could imagine players playing it like opportunistic, selfish, like only participating in communities to take what they can at opportune moments, or you could play it very collaboratively where you help people so you can help relieve their pressures and they can help you in return. And because people are kind of asymmetric and because there's this asymmetry where you get different joy out of different things and you're energized by different things, like there is some efficiency in taking care of other people's things sometimes and having somebody else take care of yours things. There's the additional cost of like the energy or the money to like travel to them, but I think that's what makes this like such a fun puzzle to me. So, and also extremely topical, extremely relevant today. So hope that game gets signed. It's very cool. Yeah. That'll wrap up today's vlog. I don't even know how to title these anymore. I'm just gonna do my best. That's all we could ask of each other. Do your best. Goodbye. Yay. Can you see? Maybe you can't. If I knock this down, can you see my dance pad that I've been... Chaos! Oh, I'm the wrong way. Chaos! Yeah, you see my dance pad I've been practicing with. You can also see the big mess in my room. No! Everything's ruined. Okay. Yeah, just been looking for creative ways to get my cardio in. I really suck at Step Mania, but I'm trying to get better. Maybe someday I'll upload a video of that, huh? I used to upload videos of me playing games, but I don't know, I don't feel like I need to anymore, if that makes sense. Okay, bye.